you're winning a race by 30 points, if a pundit on television tells you, well, you need to think about dropping out, you laugh in their face.
I don't know.
This is a year out.
I feel like you ought to take the agreement when it's happening. I mean, she's saying pretty clearly he should leave the race.
I want Democrats to be who they are. This is who they are.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to yesterday's news channel, where we watch CNN so you don't have to. On Friday, Scott Jennings took his regular seat on the panel of Newsnight with Abby Phillip, where the panel discussed Maine Democrat Graham Platner, the Senate candidate with a Nazi tattoo and old social media posts calling himself a communist and an Antifa super soldier. Now, the liberal ladies on the panel, well, liberal ladies, I mean, that's kind of redundant. Anyway, they want him gone. But Scott Jennings points out the real story. The Democrat establishment, Bernie Sanders, and the Democrat donors are still backing him. Not to mention he's got a 30-point lead in the Democrat primary. He ain't going nowhere, girlfriend. But you guys knew that. Anyway, let's watch Scott Jennings expose how far this liberal machine will go to protect one of their own. Let's go.
Why are so many Democrats unwilling to say this is not going to work? This is not acceptable.
Well, I think this new reporting might change things, and I think that he actually needs to think about getting out of the race. You just mentioned this is a high-stakes race. Democrats don't want to be talking about this next fall. This is a seat that potentially Democrats could flip that could cost us potential control of the Senate. And so I think that there needs to be a little bit more pressure on him to resign. I think that it has gone too far. And the fact that we are a year from the election and we are talking about a scandal involving, something that at this point is solvable. If he were to get out of the race, Democrats could potentially have another rising candidate and could go ahead and beat Susan Collins. But at this point, if he moves forward, Democrats aren't winning the seat.
I hate to break the news to you, but he's winning the primary by 30 points.
Well, I think that's why he needs to get out.
Getting a Nazi tattoo made him more popular.
I don't think it made him more popular
among Democrats. You've got a guy running for attorney general in Virginia who wants to murder Republicans, and he raised $500,000 off of it. You got Nazi tattoo guy in Maine. I sat out here for a year, 2 years, listening to every Democrat at this table say, Donald Trump's a Nazi, Elon's a Nazi, and your party is now in love with a guy with a Nazi tattoo who trained a left-wing paramilitary group and called himself an Antifa super soldier on the internet, and he's going up every day. Good luck getting him out.
Your president.
Good luck getting him out.
The person that you nominated
Good luck
pardoned 1,600 insurrectionists. I don't think the Republican Party has.
You're not going to wash away the Nazi tattoo with your old talking points.
And what did I just say? What did I just say? I said that he should resign.
Good luck.
And I think that Democrats should
Scott,
all
are you
speak
making
out
an argument that he should stay in? You seem to be very eager to defend his strength.
I am but a humble political analyst, and I will just tell you that when you're winning a race by 30 points, if a pundit on television tells you, well, you need to think about dropping out, you laugh in their face.
I don't know.
This is a year out.
I feel like you ought to take the agreement when it's happening. I mean, she's saying pretty clearly he should leave the race.
I want Democrats to be who they are. This is who they are.
This is not
who they are.
No, it is
not. Hold on, you're saying that Democrats are Nazis?
I'm saying it's very on brand right now. Very on brand.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on, Scott. Really, are you suggesting that a person who wears a Nazi tattoo because he was in the military or whatever is representative of the entire Democratic Party? Is that the...
I'm only reading the polling, Abby. When all this story broke and he started talking about it, he literally got more popular. He's beating the incumbent governor of Maine by 30 points.
You realize that he's running in one state, in Maine, and you're also saying that because of that, he's representative of the Democratic Party. You said this is who they are. Who's they?
Look at the polling. Look at the energy.
This is not about the polling.
This is who they want.
This is not about the polling.
This is who they want. Bernie Sanders wants him. The beating heart of the Democratic Party, where their energy is, wants the Nazi tattoo guy. That's what they want.
75% of Democrats polled in that state did say that he stands with their value, and that was after the initial.
What was the number?
75%. That's according to Real Clear Politics. So that was after, and again, who knows? Maybe this ultimately will be disqualifying, what the K-File has reported, but nothing thus far, even very incriminating reports, haven't been enough to assuage or concern voters and encourage him to drop out. And it's an interesting point because, Bernie Sanders, a lot of folks, even just this morning, continue to stand by him. So I'll wait to see what this new report does.
Let me play.
So if you're new to the channel, we watch a lot of CNN around here. Daddy's watched a lot of CNN. Don't know why I just called myself daddy, and I apologize. And if you are a new viewer, please do not click off because I just said that. It will not happen again. But regular viewers of this channel kind of just know that I'm numb to all these retards. And if the comment sections of my videos are any indication of the overall sentiment of the viewers of this channel, you all cannot stand Abby Phillip. She interrupts, she's rude, she's condescending. Boy, did she get under my skin in this one. The only message Scott Jennings had for that panel in the clip we just watched is, you can denounce Graham Platner all you want, but he ain't going nowhere. He's right. The Democrat Party isn't going to walk away from a 30-point lead because a few TV pundits told them to. And then just about at the height of my frustration during that conversation with Abby, she jumps in with a loaded shot. Oh, Scott, are you saying he should stay in? You seem very eager to defend him. When was he doing that? She's not just being smug and manipulative like usual. She's just being malicious now. You got him, Abby. Scott's defending a Democrat Nazi. That's how she operates. Twist, smear, and guilt trip anyone who points out what's obvious. What Scott was doing was exposing how Democrats actually think. They don't care about voters. They don't care about morals. They care about power. Raw, permanent control. They will say anything, do anything, run anyone, and of course pretend to be principled while doing the exact opposite. We see it every single day. Ultimately, what this meeting of the minds doesn't understand is he's making fun of you, ladies. You think you're moral heroes, but the party machine doesn't give two shits about what you think unless they need you. They don't need you for this. Look at the polls. Scott said something that if you take nothing else away from the video, it should be this. He said, I want Democrats to be who they are. This is who they are. And he's right. He wasn't saying Democrats are Nazis. He was saying the scandal itself reveals the party's soul, a machine that worships winning and couldn't care less who it burns to get there. I have to say this one more time because I think it's so important. This is who they are. What else do you need to see? Back to it.
Hold on, Bernie Sanders isn't the head of the Democratic Party. I think
he's not.
Absolutely not. Don't even.
Where's the energy? Where's the energy of the party?
Here is what I will tell you.
Schumer
Scott.
wants Mills.
Scott,
Sanders wants this guy, and he's winning by 30.
Let me tell you, when polling happens at this stage in a race, these are very engaged voters. These are not necessarily, and even then, not all voters right now are completely engaged in this race. So I will say that it will be interesting to see where the polling goes. Republicans will rush to try to make this person the head of the Democratic Party. And I will just warn you, I don't know how many times over the last few months you guys have said that it is dangerous whenever you're calling Donald Trump or anyone else a name like a Nazi or any sort of other name, and it leads to violence. I would be careful to frame all Democrats as
he
Nazis.
literally has a Nazi tattoo. He literally has a Nazi tattoo.
That the party, that is not the position of the entire party. Okay. And so if you're going to sit here
winning by 30.
and say it doesn't matter what he's winning, he is not reflecting
he is totally
the
unknown,
entire party.
Listen, I understand you don't want to have this guy, and I wouldn't either. He is a totally unknown guy, comes out of nowhere. He's got the full support of the left-wing, progressive, Sanders wing of the Democratic Party. And
like everybody
he's beating
is who supports Bernie Sanders?
Yes. Look at the polling. And here's the most important thing. He's beating the incumbent governor of the state by 30 points. This isn't happening in a vacuum. People are comparing an establishment figure like Mills and this insurgent left-wing radical like Platner, and they're like, you know what? We'll take the Nazi tattoos. It's fine. And I think look, it may be early, but people are following this race, and the polling is pretty clear. It's not that close.
Initially, I had a clip of Bernie Sanders talking about his support of Graham Platner, and he said, every one of us has had dark moments in our life, and that's why he's standing by his endorsement. Bernie, I couldn't agree with you more. Everyone's made mistakes. Nobody wants to be judged forever by their worst day. But where's that grace when it's someone you don't like? Your party has built its entire brand on canceling people, ruining lives over a bad joke or a tweet from 2011. I don't think I'm speaking out of school here to say that most Democrats would probably admit that their own party has a purity test problem. With the second power's on the line, all those tests go out the window. Suddenly redemption's convenient. And let me just say, I hope the Democrat Party follows Bernie Sanders' example and does practice forgiveness more often. But I thought they'd ease into this whole grace thing, you know, like I thought they'd forgive someone who misgendered a barista, but they went straight to let's defend a Nazi. I mean, good job on the forgiveness, I guess, but I don't know if this was the right guy to start with. And for the record, I don't know if Platner's a Nazi based on everything I know right now. But their case would be a lot stronger if he didn't have a giant Nazi symbol on his chest. I mean, think about the position we would have been in if we'd been calling out that dangerous rhetoric and Donald Trump had a swastika on his forehead. But I think their best move would just be to be honest. Stop pretending this is about compassion. It's about power and who gets forgiven when the votes still add up. This is who they are. But what do you guys think? Is this one of the better examples yet that Democrats only pretend to care about morality when it's convenient? Or does Bernie's support mean there's still room for grace on the left? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, that's it for this video. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I was gone for a couple of days. My computer just stopped working, so I had to dig really deep, you know, couch cushions and all to get a new one. But we're good to go now, and you'll continue to get your 6:15 a.m. daily full uploads. Anyway, thank you for taking some time out of your day to watch my video. I know your time's valuable, and it's never my intention to waste it. Otherwise, put God first. See you guys.